morning. Ready for another book? Today we're going to read about Yertle the Turtle. Have you read Yertle the Turtle? I love turtles. I found a box turtle in the yard yesterday. So here's our story about Yertle the Turtle. On the faraway island of Salamasan, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean. It was neat. The water was warm. There was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were, until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all I could see." So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's head. Ew. And he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. "All mine," Yertle cried. "Oh, the things I now rule! I'm king of a cow. I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house. And what's more, beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," till long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king, and he looked down the stack. And he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne. And this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and a bush, and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. "Turtles, more turtles," he bellowed and brayed. And the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came, swimming by dozens. Whole families of turtles, with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne! What a wonderful chair! I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." Then again, from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below, we're feeling great pain. I know up on top you're seeing great sights, but down at the bottom, we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little lad got a tiny bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the Turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of a house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Salamasan, fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That's all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be.
Thank you, Pastor Patty. The story of Yertle the Turtle was one of the first ones that I read growing up. I loved it because I always felt like Mac. I always felt like the turtle way on the bottom that was getting stepped on and had to bear the brunt of all the turtles, including the head turtle, Yertle. I have a question for you. Do you remember who said Yertle was going to be on the top? Was it Mac? Was it God? No, it was Yertle himself. He's the one that wanted to be on top. And how did he get there? He kept putting turtles underneath him. He said, I need about 100 or so, or I need 500 and 692. He put turtles underneath him so he could feel bigger. And Jesus always taught us that in order for us to feel big, we need to make ourselves small. In order to be the leader of all, we have to be the servant of all. That's a story that Yertle probably didn't understand. Yertle himself thought his strength and his might and the vastness and the length that he could see was the measure of how wonderful he was and how great he was. But really, he was just a turtle like everyone else. He wasn't any better than anyone else. And finally, when Mac gave that little burp, Yertle came slashing down. And do you remember what he was king of in the end of the story? He was king of the mud. That's right. So that's sometimes where we end up when we try to get ahead by using other people, by abusing other people, by being mean to other people. That's not the way to live. It's not the way to get ahead, and it's not the way to feel good about ourselves. The best way to feel good about yourself is to serve someone else, is to offer your help to someone else, to be kind to someone else, to be the servant of someone else. Jesus tells us that's the way to be great in God's kingdom. Thank you.
Please join me in singing, He's got the whole world in His hands. 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 He's got the whole world In his hands he's got you and me, brother. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got you and me, sister. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the moon and the stars in his hands. He's got moon and the stars in his hands. He's got the moon and the stars in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.